Every day we get to see reasons why Biafra doesn't want to accept Islam as an official language. Every day we get to see these reasons. So why would somebody say that until Nigeria accepts Islamic law before it can get better, that Islamic law is best for Nigeria to get better? Islamic law will stop corruption, will stop bribery, will stop prostitution, and all the vices you see in government today. That is supposedly from somebody who is a graduate, who is a Muslim, who is politically exposed, who went to school. You know, sometimes when some people open their mouth and say some things, you ask yourself the question, why is it that I'm sharing this country? Why is it that we are in the same country with this kind of people? It has happened to many people. They ask themselves the same question. Why is it that we are sharing this country with these kind of persons? Because of what comes out from their mouth. So let's look at it logically. If you say Islamic law will save Nigeria, would be the only thing that will change the country, that will make the country a better place. Look at the countries that have been practicing Islamic law. Okay, let's not go far. We'll get there. In Nigeria, look at the states that have been practicing Sharia law. I know Sharia is Islamic law. How are they faring? Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, Zamfara, first embraced Sharia law. Poverty, they are number one. Backwardness, economically, they are number one. Insecurity, they are number one. And all sorts. So how would a graduate looking at what is going on in the country today come out and open his mouth and say Islamic law is what Nigeria should embrace so that the country can change? It will stop everything. Their senators, their politicians, their governors, and what have you, are they not involved in all these vices that he said Islamic law preaches against? Islamic law will stop. The most thieves, corrupt leaders are from the north. The most liars and manipulators are from the north. The people that get involved in electoral malpractice the most are from the north. The people that corrupt our institutions the most are from the north. The people that have plunged this country into the depth of darkness that it is today are from the north. The people that destroy our currency, our exchange rate, our economy, they are all from the north. The people that brought insecurity to Nigeria, they are from the north, and they are Muslims. They are Muslim. They are from the region that practices Sharia law, Islamic law. So how does that make sense? How do you convince me? When I look at these indices, how do you convince me that Sharia law will deliver Nigeria from the problem it is having today? Will stop corruption? Buhari as a president, one of the most corrupt presidents. Under your watch, people were perpetrating all sort of evil crimes, and you did nothing. Your children, your wife, they all became billionaires overnight. Your relatives, your cousins, they all became billionaires overnight. Tinubu, who is also a Muslim, a supposed Muslim, brought you into power, in quote, to put himself in power. Manipulation at its highest. It is the so-called Islamic law and those that practice it are the ones dragging Nigeria backward, are the ones also responsible for the fact that Nigerians are not united, are the ones responsible for the fact that people don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. The people from the north and those that practice Islamic law. The problem we are facing in Nigeria today, I've said it before, if you take Islam out of the situation, if you take Islam out of Nigeria, we have solved half of our problems. At least insecurity will end. At least this bureaucracy whereby you are trying to take from Paul and give to Peter. Peter refuses to work, but because you force them together, Paul will be working, and Peter refuses to work. You take from Paul and give to Peter. That is the north. Look at the quota system. Contributing nothing, significant to the country, but they are the highest consumers. Most of our IGR, most of the revenue of the government goes to the north. They are the ones dragging the country back. And somebody from that same region comes out to tell you that what we practice here in the north, one of the most backward region, one of the most unproductive region, the region that have plunged Nigeria into the mess it is today. Somebody from that region comes out to tell you that let the whole Nigeria start practicing Islamic law that we are practicing here. How does it benefit the average Nigerian? The more reasons why in Biafra we have said, and many people agree with us, that Islam will not be an official religion because there are some elements in that practice that will not help the average African to grow. You see, one thing about religion is a big problem to the black man. Big problem. Whatever that you have to do with religion is just like authoritarian. It doesn't help you to think out of the box. It doesn't help you to develop. Most of these inventions are done by Europeans. So a Boko Haram will come and tell us that they are against Western education. The guns they are using, produced by Western education. The clothes, the machines they used to sew the clothes they are wearing, the boots they are wearing, all the ammunitions they are using is made by Western education. Then they come out and tell you that we are against. You see the thought pattern. That is why we can't be sharing Nigeria with such persons. We can't stay in the same country and progress. Islamic law. Look at all the countries practicing Islam. Some people left their countries, went to the UK. Their countries, insecurity in their countries, not habitable, fighting and all sort of instability in these Muslim-controlled countries. Many people escape from those countries, go to Europe to get a better life. They leave the so-called countries that practice Islamic law. They abandon those countries, go to Europe in search of a better life. Some people, they are not practicing Islamic law. They are making their country better. You that you are practicing Islamic law, you are not making your country better. And you are coming to tell us that Nigeria should start practicing Islamic law because it is only Islamic law that would make the country better. That is delusion at its highest peak. I've said it and I will say it again. Until we jettison religion, especially Islam, in Nigeria, we will solve half of our problems. I'm telling you, because the reasons why you see people that are not qualified in positions of power is the attitude and characters of some of these Islamists, these Muslims, because they do brother to brother. The North, because they find themselves in power, they bring in their people, though not qualified, to man the economy, to man the reins of power, to man the institutions, thereby destroying the institutions. So it is these people that have this Islamic law orientation that are destroying our institutions. If it is by qualification, yes, Northerners will be very few in government parastatals. But because they are not qualified and they use their I don't know how to put it, their unfortunate lives, they use it to spoil the growth of the country called Nigeria, especially the Fulani. We are not saying that we don't have people that are good. We have people that are good, but these guys have a certain kind of practice whereby they put their people, even though not qualified, in power and sabotage the country. The former CGN under Buhari, that is Tanko Mohammed, went and disgraced Nigeria. This is somebody that Buhari, a Muslim, someone that practices Islamic law, appointed to represent Nigeria, and went and disgraced Nigeria. Matawali, a governor, somebody that didn't go to university. We saw Teachers College in his CV, resume, Minister of Defense. And not have you. Just doing it as if it's a cow. It is, my God. The more reasons why we have said no to whatever that has to do with that Islamic religion in Biafra land. We are not discriminating. We are looking at the facts. We are looking at what is obtainable before our eyes. Not somebody will just come from somewhere and just say something and expect everybody to accept it without scrutinizing it. I've said it that the countries that accept Islamic law, how far are they faring economically, industrial wise, technology wise? How far are they faring? Saudi Arabia had to accept Western culture and lifestyle before before they could get to the level they are now. They practice a different kind of Islamic ideology. That is why you see them do what they are doing now. They are where they are today because of the kind of Islamic ideology they practice, not the necessary Islamic law and Sharia they do. So, well, it's left for Nigerians to pander to such, because I've told you that this is their lifelong ambition. The Fulani has a lifelong ambition to Islamize Nigeria. Nobody in his senses will tell you that Islamic law is going to deliver Nigeria from corruption and everything. Those that are saying it, their leaders are the worst in whole of the country. Their leaders are the ones that have stolen the country dry. The so-called purveyors of Islamic law, they are the ones that are most corrupt, most untruthful, most problematic. Whatever you can call it, call it. They are coming to tell you that Islamic religion, well, they are faith. No matter what happens, Biafra have already studied the Islamic religion and have seen their intentions. Those that brought Islam to Nigeria, they have an intention to overrun the country, and it will not happen in our time. They can do it in other places. They can do it, whatever they can do it, let them go and do it. But those that are suggesting that Islamic law will better the country, let them show us their states. The states that are practicing Sharia, let them show us how those ones have become better. I have somebody else that want to talk on this topic. Stay tuned.
You agree with Islamic law
I do
as
not.
something that will change
What
Nigeria?
I'm telling you is that it should be domicile. It should be residential in the north. Sharia, Islamic law, whatever it is, should be residential. You know what I mean by being residential. They should wake up with it and live with it, and not to impose it on any region, on any people. Who tells you that the same Islamic law they are going to practice in northern part of the country is different from the one they are practicing in corrupt Iran? The same thing they are practicing in corrupt country, like so many of them, like Malaysia, Iran, most of them are corrupt. It's in Afghanistan. Are they not under Islamic law? So why is it that we are not seeing such nations, moving, from one level to another? So it's not the Islamic Sharia they are talking about. What they are looking about is that they want to envelop Nigeria with Sharia law.
You
You
want
know,
to envelope?
yes, and the target has always been the East. The Yorubas, they have already come out to say that it's just like a walkover. The Southwest is like a walkover for them, and they will like it. Those who are not comfortable with it will now escape to Biafran land. That is the option, because the bulk of the game, whether Sharia or no Sharia, a global agenda or no global agenda, conquest or Lakawura or Fulani or Boko Haram, it has a boundary, and they know that it has a boundary. Very clearly, it has a boundary. The Igbo nation youth squad you are seeing today is dangerously undergoing training. These are the people who fought the whole nation, the whole world, with just bare hands, no arms. Nigeria was armed, Britain armed Nigeria. A lot of the nations supported that war. But then when, no, there's no tracing. I've never seen that kind of bravery in the course of history. I've read so many history. I've read so many of them. I've never seen going into war with just bare hands, believing that okay, it is only Israel that can do it. The Jews, because I remember that, when in 1948, when they became a nation, they have less than two. All the whole armory Israel had was less, including guns and everything, was less than 300. Can you imagine? They kept 6 or 7 Islamic nations. So what they do is that they believe that if I can't get to where the enemy is, I will disarm him. That was how Igbo was able to take over some of the and use it to fight back.
So you are
But
faulting the Islamic law that is not capable of changing or developing any society.
what are the evidence? What are the story? What is the past? What is the history presently compared to what it is now? Go to Iran, where they say it is coming from their headquarters. Go to other Islamic and see the level of corruption. Go to Afghanistan. Go to Yemen. Go to so many countries. Go to, you weep. Then most of their children have never seen the sun as a result of Islamic law. Most of them, they are weeping, they are dying in a nation, in a world that is absolute freedom. But they choose this very one. God allowed it. God, you make your choice. But imposing it on somebody is not going to work in Nigeria. It can only work for them. Anybody that is telling you Sharia, 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 Sharia can only work in the north. As simple as that. Do you think let them try it? Because see, let me tell you, you cannot use religion to threaten a man, a race, a tribe. Everybody has their own. Those who believe in Songo, go with their Songo. Abi? Those who believe in Christianity, go with Christianity. Buddha, whatever you believe in, go with it, run with it, let it be your own. Don't impose. If you are bringing Sharia now, let them continue to prepare to behave as if they don't know what they are doing. The Northerners know what they are doing. They know that, gradually they try to put it down in the Senate. There was an uproar, they shut it down. They went to the lower house, they tried in similar direction, they shut it down. They said, okay, because when they are pursuing Islamization in so many fronts, they are using arms, they are using famine, famine, they are using conquest, they are using all manner of things. And the politicians, the governors of the northern region, they are always there, they are watching the level, the stage, as they move from one phase to another, they move from one stage to another. You get to a certain level, they introduce it to the Senate. There was an argument, they withdraw. They are going to come from the behind again. Nigeria is not negotiable. That's what Buhari said. All of a sudden, the same northerners came out to say Nigeria is negotiable. Then, would Nnamdi Kanu be made president of Nigeria? Since 1999 to date, would Igbos be allowed to take decision? Because it's like almost all the time, both the Yorubas and the Igbos have foresight, they do not have foresight about Nigeria. They don't see the future. What they are seeing is the crude oil they are going to carry. That's what the Yorubas and the Northerners are seeing. So it's better the Yoruba join them in doing their Sharia, because that is what they are. They cannot use Yoruba to attack Igbo religiously. That would be something Nigeria, in fact, the entire Africa will regret. Because that is where the whole thing is getting to. Nnamdi Kanu is dying in DSS custody. He's dying under Yoruba government. And you think that Yorubas are not suspicious. They are not. It has become very clear that Yorubas actually hate Igbos. My brother, whatever it is, A man, it looks as if Igbo man cannot fight. Igbo man does not know how to carry gun. Now only Yoruba know how to carry gun. Well, no problem. Problem. That's how they say Israel, attack Hamas, Hezbollah, Lebanon, Syria, all of them, Iraq, Iran, all of them, boom. But when Israel starts, it was a different game. We are not in the presidency, they don't give us drink water. We ask for freedom the way other people are asking for. Why wouldn't Tinubu go and arrest Ango Abdullahi for calling for renegotiation of Nigeria? The same thing Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. Did you see anybody arrest him? Did you see Northerners? Oh, shit. But see, the thing is very clear that anything that has to do with Igbo man, it causes panic. Igbo man makes moves, it causes panic. But they take it as coward, that we are cowards. We cannot hit the nail. We cannot destroy the nail. We cannot make move. Everything that they throw at us, we swallow it. As we are swallowing it, the anger, the reservation, the bitterness is building up. One day it will resort to fury against Nigeria. Not yes, and anybody that will get his hand involved in it. It will resort to fury. It's building up. The cheating, the injustice. It will get to a point that we say anything when won't happen, make it happen. And it will not be like 1967. No matter what it is. No matter what it is. Where we have you're going to have Russian support, you're going to have Britain. Unless all these ones that we have not been able to see, trace them to me that they have been able to successfully execute a conventional modern warfare. And it was successful. All this knock me iron, I knock you, shoot arrow, I shoot you arrow. Who they do that one now? Combined, 7 fronts, one nation that is not up to 10 million is picking them one by one. They know that they cannot stop the Jewish black nation from rising. Because as you are seeing Fulani bringing Lakawura, Boko Haram, give ISIS, and all of them are in the north, right under the nose of Sultan of Sokoto. All of them are there. Sultan of Sokoto. One Lakuwara, I mean what they call themselves. Biafra is going to defend their faith. If it means us assuming the position of Israel today in Africa, we will do it.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.